Hello everybody, welcome to another fantastic episode of Distilled, Brewed, and Reviewed. My name is John. This is my world famous sipping den. And if you didn't know, on this channel I do everything that has anything to do with alcohol. And as quick as I can, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to check out my playlist because I have everything broken down into categories and subcategories. It is the most extensive yet most easily navigated, because of the way I've put it together, playlist. Anything has anything to do with alcohol and coffee as well. Now, even if you think you're not interested in some of the things, you're always going to need gifts for people who are. You might be hosting parties where you want to put wine together and pair it with food. I got it all on this channel. All right? And broken down, a beautiful thing. And the first comment is always pinned to every video because I have a link to whatever I'm reviewing. In this case, obviously the title gave it away. It's beer. This beer I'm very excited about because I saw it in a magazine that it was coming out, and probably 2 days later it was out at the stores. I was lucky to get two of them. It cost me $22 a piece. It is Sierra Nevada put into Colonel E.H.Taylor bourbon barrels. Now, well, let me show you the packaging because it's cool, all right? Very cool. I'm going to read that to you. All right, so it's the exact packaging as E.H. Taylor. I have some. You see it back behind me. That's the actual bourbon. Take the bottle out. It is a 750 milliliters. Same size as the bourbon bottles. All right. Now, the front says, family owned since 1980. Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, Bigfoot Ale. Sierra Nevada, in partnership with Colonel E.H. Taylor, bourbon barrel aged Bigfoot barley wine style ale, aged up to 7 years. Limited release, 2022 collaboration, 15% alcohol by volume, 30 proof. Purest ingredients, finest quality. What's it say on the back? Since 1983, Bigfoot, well, first says Buffalo Trace Distillery. Then, since 1983, Bigfoot barley wine style ale has captivated beer drinkers for its versatility, force when fresh, and an adventure when aged. This one's aged up to 7 years. But the pinnacle of Bigfoot flavor, ? Hibernation in spirit barrels. And there are no distilleries more awarded than Buffalo Trace Distillery, whose E.H. Taylor Jr. collection honors the father of the modern bourbon industry. Together, we hand-selected Kentucky bourbon barrels to finish a 7-year vintage of Bigfoot barley-style ale. If you're lucky enough to hold this extremely limited bottle, to which I have two, may you enjoy it alongside with the best of friends and family. Devoted to the integrity of bourbon whiskey, E.H. Taylor Jr. fought to establish the utmost quality standards for his industry. Today we celebrate 125 years of the Bottled in Bond Act. Bigfoot barley wine style ale was extreme in 1983, but safe bets didn't start the American draft beer revolution. Aging Bigfoot in premier bourbon barrels unleashed a world of new flavors. A lot of stuff on there. Now, $22 is cheap, and I'm going to tell you why. One, it is finished in a secondary barrel, and that costs money to buy that barrel. In this case, it's E.H. Taylor barrels, which they selected when the bourbon was still in there. The bourbon was still in there. They had their name on which barrels they were going to have. Two, it is in a 750 milliliter bottle. Three, it is 30 proof. Okay. And so therefore it's cheap. When you consider all that. 7 years now. I mean, I don't even know how they put it out at $22. What I got it for. It's cool. It looks great. They used fresh barrels too. So meaning they didn't dry out. They dumped them and pretty much used them while they were still wet or semi, not dry at any rate, and aged it for 7 years. This is going to have flavors, I'm thinking, that are just going to be off the charts. Crazy bourbon flavors. Should be strong. 7 years. I'm thinking dark fruit from the. I don't know. I am excited about this one. Now, barley wine, if you're not familiar with it, is a beer. Okay. Back in the good old days of the ancient world, there weren't really alcohols like there are today, especially barley wine. One word. It could be either one. Both are acceptable. If we had been living in ancient Greek times, we would probably spend our time drinking something close to a mead/beer hybrid instead of barley wine. The term barley wine actually comes from ancient Greek. Of course, those cups of joy you drink today are pretty different, largely because hops weren't used in alcohol at the time. So this is very malty, and with the bourbon, those hops, I'm hoping the bitterness really balances that out, that sweetness. We're going to see. Barley wine is not a wine. In fact, to make the distinction between beer and wine, many brewers or beer drinkers will write as barley wine, one word, instead of the traditional barley wine, two words. What makes this beer like a wine? Well, it's pretty much the ABV. In your typical glass, you'll get an ABV of somewhere between 10 and 12%. This is a 15 range, much like wine. Aside from that, the two basically have nothing in common. All right, here's the, and barley wines could all taste different. A typical red wine, what I call the standard of a red wine in alcohol content, is about 13.5%. 15 is the upper level. A lot of times you get some Italian wines, some Zinfandels that have 15. And a lot of them will have 11, 9% alcohol. This has 15%. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. We're going to be putting it in my monster mug tonight. It's got a cage on it, the cork much like champagne, because this is carbonated. Not to the level of a champagne, especially this barley wine, but still. So, you know, I do my champagne opening all the time, and it's no big deal, right? Just undo the cage. Okay, the cage is undone, and then we just hold on to the cork and twist the bottle, and that's it. Voila. So, all right, here's the cork. Nevada, Sierra Nevada, which that brewery, that's named after the Sierra Nevada mountains, because the owner used to love climbing them and hiking them and loved the area. That's how they got their name, that brewery. It's an iconic brewery. All right, 7 years in an E.H.Taylor fresh bourbon barrel, 15%, limited edition in a 750. $22 is not a lot for this. Even if it tastes bad, it's not, because of what they went through to get to it. That's my opinion. All right, so we're looking at the color. Look at that. I'm not. Jeez. All right. There it is. Look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's a thing of beauty. Oh, man, I'm smelling it from here. Yeah. Oh, man. First thing that hits me is chocolate. Dark chocolate. I love chocolate. Kind of like a root beer. Chocolate, root beer smell. Bourbon. Vanilla with the root, like a vanilla root beer float. Bourbon. Chocolate. Wow, dark fruits. Wow. Said I knew it was going to be full. I just had a feeling this was going to be. And when I first saw it, I just liked the Collab. I didn't know it was going to come in. It's really cool can. It looks just like, and that was going to be 7 years. I just kind of glossed over and said, ooh, that's something I want to try. They did it. If it tastes anything like it smells, man. Whew. This one I'm going to drink real slow. It's my acclimation sip, right? All right. Wow. We'll slow this down because there is a lot going on. There's chocolate, right? I mean a lot of chocolate. Not only up front, but right now as I'm talking, the finish, a lot of chocolate. There's a lot of bourbon. And it tastes boozy, right? That 30% is not hidden. Chocolate is fantastic. The bourbon flavor is great. Now I'm getting some bitterness. But the chocolate never goes away. No, it's just dark chocolate now. Like bitter dark chocolate. Sweet chocolate up front. Bitter dark chocolate on the back. Booziness. Bourbon. Wow. Dark, dried plum and cherry flavor buried in there. You know what I'm not getting? And I'm shocked. And listen, I'm just not. I'm overwhelmed. There it is. Yeah. And I'm looking for it. The oak, the wood of the barrel. And when I put my mind to it, and now it's fairly, yeah. All right. All right. So we're getting the barrel influence. Let me see if I get the root beer was strong on the beak and the old nose. A little bit on taste. When I went to drink it, I smelled the root beer. Not as strong on the taste. Number one thing is going to be chocolate. It's off the charts. Followed by booze. Right? By a booziness, as you could tell, it's loaded with alcohol. Followed by bourbon, which is strong. It's got wood in it. It's got the root beer in it. It's got the dried fruits in it. It's sweet. The aftertaste is the hops, the bitter chocolate, though. That's what I'm getting out of this one. Such a pleasing. Of course, everybody gets something different depending on what temperature. Now, I say serve it too cold and let it warm up and develop, right? That way you get to see how it develops. You can age this one. It's already aged 7 years, and you can age it a few more years. I'm not going to. I have 2. I'll probably end up gifting one. We'll see. I'll either gift it or I'll open it with a bunch of people. Let everybody try it. Won't be drinking it by myself, that's for sure. This one I will. Yeah, imagine that. It's a whole bottle of wine and a strong one. And it's carbonated. Because I don't know how to reseal it. It's carbonated. You can't just stick the cork back in. And I don't want to dump it. I did it tonight early. I'm off tomorrow. I've done everything I have to do today. So I am going, because I was off today, I'm off tomorrow. It takes me an hour or 2 to sip it. I don't care. Watching TV, sipping it, and eating some good food. That's what I have planned. Anyway, thank you for being here. I've been waiting for this. When I found it, saw it in a magazine advertised, and then didn't have to wait long. Saw it and didn't have any idea if I was going to ever be able to get it, when it was coming out. Boom. Came out a couple days later. I was able to snag 2 of them. And yeah, I'm excited about it. So anyway, I will see you all on the next one. Don't forget to sub. I forgot to ask for that, but you should know that by now. You probably can't resist the urge anyway now, can you? The answer's no.